साथ है वरना जीना साथ है सारी जिंदगी ये दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे दम मगर तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे ये दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे दम मगर तेरा साथ ना दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे तुम मगर तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे ये दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे तुम मगर तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे मेरी जीत तेरी हार मेरी हार सुन मेरे यार तेरा गम मेरी जान तेरी जान ऐसा अपना प्यार जान के भी खेलेंगे तेरे लिए ले लेंगे जान के भी खेलेंगे तेरे लिए ले लेंगे सबसे दुश्मन ये दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे तुम मगर तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे ये दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे तुम मगर तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे तुम मगर तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे ये दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे तुम मगर तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे
Good evening, good evening. Hey, happy Monday to each and every one of you. I hope you guys had a fantastic Monday. Yes, mine was okay. We have in the studio tonight attorney Naresh Gehi picking up from our topic last Monday, right here on Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken. Let me say a special good evening to the handsome Mr. Vish all the way in England. Hey, Seema Basat, how are you doing? Our dancer, Mr. Rajiv Nandalal, good evening to you. Sonia Chandani. Yes, Sonia Chandani will be in our live event October 24th. So keep it locked, guys. The beautiful Auntie Jean Bajan. Nazyan, how you're doing? And Anita Singh, not forgetting my beautiful friend in Toronto, Nasima Rohaman. So guys, happy Monday to each and every one of you. Hey Ravi Lachman, how you doing? Thank you guys for sharing the link. I see some of you are sharing it already. Thank you. Attorney Naresh Gahi, how was your Monday today?
It was fantastic as always, and it's always a pleasure being on this wonderful show with Shanaz and Ken.
That's right. It's Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken. Ken is in our studio, but we want to hear some more about what's going on right now. There's so much happening, and I want to know about immigration and upcoming events, what's happening. Hey, Shamiza, how you doing? Good night. Thank you, guys. Rada, how you doing? If you have a question, remember, comment in the chat box, and we will definitely answer your question on air. Remember, it's free consultation in Attorney Naresh Gehi's office. He have 3 convenient locations, one on Queens Boulevard, one on Liberty Avenue, and on Jamaica Avenue as well. So tell us what's the latest on immigration.
So, I mean, the good news is that, a lot of people are filing for their green cards based upon marriage. And the other good thing which I've noticed, Shanaz, is that people are realizing that it's important for them to sponsor the family members. So in the past, people were just sitting, they were not applying for the citizenships. Now they are all understanding the importance of applying for citizenship. And I need to thank you and Ken for something. You have encouraged people to come up there and apply for citizenship. So a few people told me in the past they were not applying for citizenship because they didn't have the confidence. One of them told me that, well, I can speak in English, but I write little English. Guess what? After he met with us, he had some confidence and he said that he is definitely going to consider filing for his citizenship. Another person did not apply before because he had a small criminal record and someone told him that you cannot apply. That is incorrect. If you have a minor criminal record, you may still be eligible to apply for your citizenship. So my thing is that this show of Shanaz and Ken is encouraging people, and they're getting this wonderful feeling that they can get their green cards here, they can become citizens here, they can sponsor the family members here. They feel that there is light at the end of the tunnel. This is what has happened so far from the community.
That's right. That's awesome because getting advice from anyone might be the wrong advice. If you want advice, go to a lawyer. Go to Attorney Naresh Gehi for free initial consultation, and he'll walk you through it. And I know you have guests you can appear on behalf of, and you represent them.
That is correct. And we can even go with them for the interview. And for example, there was a person who asked me this question. He said, Mr. Gehi, my biggest problem is that I want to apply for citizenship, but my issue is that I get nervous. So the good news for you is that, do you know, when you apply for your citizenship, you can also ask a lawyer to come with you inside the room for the interview. So that is something that's very good.
That's awesome. Hey, Emma Hole, how you doing? Nazian, every Monday, it's Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken, bringing you some information on what's happening around the world and some topics that might be useful to each and every one of you. Hardy, good evening to you. Inder, Naipal, how you doing? The beautiful Geeta Ramprasad, thank you. Good evening to each and every one of you. Locked on to islandzoneradio.com. Every Monday, it's Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken. Ken is in our studio as we have some information to share with you guys. We're talking with Attorney Naresh Gehi today. So for all your immigration matters, call Attorney Naresh Gehi. The beautiful Una Prasad, how you doing? Good evening to you. And how many folks took advantage of coming into your office?
See, some of them came in, and some of them, they have made appointments, and I believe that some of them are thinking that the office is closed because of COVID. The answer is no. We are fully open in the Liberty Avenue office. We are very much open in the Forest Hills office. And because of the demand from the community, we have also kept our office open on Saturdays.
Wow.
Because a lot of people said that they cannot come in during the weekdays. So we have Saturday appointments in our Liberty Avenue office. And the number for the Liberty Avenue office is 718-577-0711. And a few things, as you rightly know, I've been telling people that it's very important for them to go out and vote during this election. So now people wonder that if my English is not very good, can I apply for citizenship? Sure, you need to fight for your rights. You need to believe in yourself that you can become a citizen. And do you know, becoming a citizen, you can have so many benefits, Shanaz.
It's
you-
our civic duty to go out there and vote. You know, we want
You
change.
know
You,
the
have
benefits,
to go
Shanaz.
out there and vote.
Can you
Be
tell
the
people
voice.
why it's important to be a citizen?
I mean, we
You know
have
that
so
by
much
now.
folks who complain about what's not right on this and doing our census, and they don't take advantage of all these things. But you know, they would like to complain. This is our civic duty as a citizen of this beautiful country, United States of America, to go out there and vote. Put your opinions out there.
That is correct. And you know, the biggest part is like, you know, I'm talking about our wonderful Caribbean community. We can become a very powerful voice if we all become citizens here. We just take this little extra trouble of applying for citizenship. Believe it or not, you'll see that when they conduct a census in this country, when they conduct a census in the United States, they look at which community has a lot of citizens. And secondly, anytime when a community has stood up and they have voted, you'll see that exactly all these politicians will come to you. They'll make sure that how can they service you, because they need your vote.
They do.
And you are the American citizen who can do a lot. If you're a citizen, you can sponsor your mother, you can sponsor your father.
The opportunities are limitless.
Endless. You can
Endless.
sponsor your brothers, you can sponsor your sisters. Even if you file for the process, you can have a lawyer follow up on your process. You can get your family together. You can apply for your married sons and daughters for a green card. You can also apply for your children who are under 21 for a green card, and they can come here within 1 year, literally around in a year or so.
So, guys, if you're thinking about applying for that green card, call immigration lawyer attorney Naresh Gehi, and his Liberty office is 718-577-0711. And he also have a Queens Boulevard office and Jamaica Avenue office. Fiona Stewart, good evening to you. And Tinilini Naidu, good evening to you. We'll be right back with a beautiful song. We have Selecta Bolt on the ones and the twos, and he'll play a fantastic song. And if you guys would like to see attorney Naresh Gehi sing a song for you guys, I know he's a good singer.
No.
Stay with us all the way to the
No,
end.
but there's one condition.
On one condition.
Listen, I generally I don't like to sing only on Shanaz's show. If everybody in the audience is going to be at home and if they are going to
Sing
sing
along.
with me, then I'm going to do it. Otherwise, I'm not doing it, because we love you all very much. We want you to join us because you are our family. And this is the family of Ken. This is the family of Shanaz. Now you have to become my family. That's how we need to do this.
So we need you guys in the audience to sing along with us right here on Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken, and everyone at home. Feel free to sing along. It's a Sing Along Monday. Lekram Narayan, how you doing? Fawaka to you. Hey, Mr. John Hassan Khan, how you doing? Bobby, good evening to you. The beautiful Auntie Gina Mangru, how you doing? Auntie Nalini, thank you. P. Azam Hamid, how you doing? Good evening to each and every one of you.
All right.
Hey, Seema, how you doing? Good evening to you.
Okay,
Let's go with a beautiful song by Selecta Bolt. And if you stay with us all the way to the end, we have attorney Naresh Gehi will sing a song for us. If you guys sing along.
You're
So
putting
let's
me
go.
on the spot, Shanaz. That's not good.
याद करेगी दुनिया तेरा मेरा अफसाना सवारी मुझको गले लगा के बैठा दिया पलक पे मुझे खाक से उठा के मेरी जिंदगी सवारी मुझको गले लगा के बैठा दिया पलक पे.
Well, we have a question from the beautiful Una Prasad. She said, sir, I've been living here for 4 years, 5 months. Can I apply for citizenship?
Yes, Una, very soon you should be eligible for citizenship, but this is the right time for you to start working on your application so we can apply it in the next couple of months. Come in and see us and we'll be happy to help you.
Rohan Naidu, good evening to you. Ganesh Rambalas, how you doing? Mr. Joe Thomas, welcome. Auntie Nalini says she's gonna sing along with us.
All right, I love that.
तेरा मेरा अफसाना.
So, Shanaz,
Sure.
all right, so there are a few other things which are very important for the community. And this is a topic which you had raised. And I'm sure Ken also loves this topic about, this abuse thing, which also has a medical component to it, a psychological component, and it also has a very serious immigration component. Now, let me tell you a story wherein this is not about the regular abusive spouses. This is about two people who are married, and both of them didn't have papers. Shanaz, both of them did not have papers. So when there was a fight between this husband and wife, he had assaulted the wife very badly. So then what happened is that it turned out to be a very aggravated kind of a situation. So in that case, remember, her husband was not a citizen, neither he had a green card. She was eligible for the U visa. Do you know what's the U
What's a
visa?
U visa?
We'll talk about that.
Right. So guys,
Not
the
many people
possibilities
know-
are endless. Just call.
See, not many people know about the U visa. So if you have been a victim of crime,
Victim of crime.
and if that's a serious crime, you worked on a gas station, you got beaten up, you were robbed, you are a victim of crime. Even if you have a deportation order, you may still be eligible for a U visa.
Wow.
So even someone who has has been a victim of crime, he got beaten up, he got mugged, he got robbed, or anything that has happened to him, do you know there may be a way for you to even basically, apply for your work permit in this country. And once if your work permit is approved under the U visa program, then later on you can also apply for your green card.
That is
Now,
awesome.
even if your this is surprising, that even if you entered, backtrack, even if you entered backtrack, and after that, if you have been a victim of crime, luck can work in your favor. You can still qualify for a work permit under the U visa program. There's something else we're going to talk about, that's victims of trafficking, which not many people know.
Okay.
Love that.
Love that topic. So Lekram Narayan have a question. He said, Mr. Naresh, how hard it is for an international student to get citizenship?
See, an international student first has to get a green card in this country. So for the green card, what I've seen in our wonderful community, people get married. And even if this person gets married to a green card holder, I'm not talking about a citizen.
Okay.
If he is legal in this country, if he marries a green card holder, he can qualify for a green card within 1 year. And not many people know that. So there's a question that came from a wonderful brother of ours from Guyana. He said that, Mr. Gay, I just got my green card recently. And I married someone in Guyana. Do I have to wait until I become a citizen? The answer is no.
No.
You do not have to wait until you become a citizen, because even after you've gotten your green card, within 1 to 1.5 years, you can get your spouse to the United States of America.
Fiance,
if you're a citizen, you're in love with someone whom you met recently, if you're worried about going back over there and marrying them, apply for the fiancé visa. Those things are still happening. Now, there's another interesting question here that came up. Same-sex marriages. Now, there are some countries that don't allow same-sex marriages. So what do we do in those cases? What we need to do in that cases, you can get engaged to the person, then we will fight for you, for your legal rights, and we'll do our best to make sure that your fiancé, who's a same-sex partner, comes to the United States, and then you get married. So there are ways under which same-sex marriages can also work. So another question that we got, ready for this?
go ahead.
Someone told me, can I apply for a late political asylum? So I asked him, what's the question? He said, Mr. Gay, I am a gay and I just came out of the closet. So he was late in the application of his asylum, but that is a good psychological reason, and you can apply. Yes, you can apply for your asylum, because it's a big mind game for a person to come out and disclose to the community or to his family and friends that he is or she is gay or a lesbian. So there are exceptions even under asylum law for you to apply for your late political asylum. And through a political asylum, you can get a work permit. And later on, if you win, you can get your green card.
Nice. Great information by Attorney Naresh Gehi. He is number one when it comes to immigration. So, Mr. Lekram Narayan have another question. It's a part 2 from the part 1. Another way besides marriage, is it harder? Now, if you're a teacher, I believe you said earlier, you're a student, you can get, sponsored.
Yes, if you're a student, right, and if you're in the technical field, and if your employer likes you very much, you find an employer, tell them that I have a lawyer who can work with us. I'm legal here, I'm on a student visa, and I need you to sponsor me. If the employer is good, he wants to sponsor, if he loves the skills, he can get a green card in 1.5 years.
1.5 years?
1.5 years. You need to find an employer and stay legal. Do not become out of status in this country.
And don't get in trouble.
And don't get in trouble with the law. Never trouble till trouble troubles you.
The beautiful Maria Harris, how are you doing? Mr. Madre, thank you guys for joining us on Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken. We have attorney Naresh Gehi in the studio tonight. Mrs. Satar Wazir, good evening to you. Guys, if we're on the live and we're busy, please don't call or message. I wouldn't respond to you personally. Sidon, how you doing? Good evening to each and every one of you. Satar Wazir, how you doing? Mr. Madre, I hope you're doing well. Good evening to each and every one of you locked on Island Zone Radio. Good evening to each and every one of you. And let's go with a beautiful song. And as we have attorney Naresh Gehi in the studio, he's going to get ready to share some more information with each and every one of you. The beautiful Fiona Stewart, how you're doing? What a beautiful background that is. Heading that way over the weekend. Where is it? You never know. I love scenery and I love the changes and the weather changing with all the beautiful leaves. Feel free to sing along, guys. It's Sing Along Monday. Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken. Ken is in the studio.
कॉलेज का ये आखिरी दिन है और मैं जानता हूँ कि आने वाली जिंदगी के लिए सभी ने कुछ न कुछ सोच रखा है, लेकिन मैंने अपने लिए कुछ नहीं सोचा है। और आज मुझे बार-बार एक ही ख्याल आ रहा है। पापा कहते हैं बड़ा नाम करेगा, बेटा हमारा ऐसा काम करेगा, मगर ये तो कोई न जाने ये मेरी मंजिल है कहाँ। पापा कहते हैं बड़ा नाम करेगा, बेटा हमारा ऐसा काम करेगा, मगर ये तो कोई न जाने ये मेरी मंजिल है कहाँ। पापा कहते हैं बड़ा नाम करेगा।
Thank you, Chandra. Beautiful background indeed. Radha Totaram, good evening to you. Underground Sound. Thank you. Share the link. It's free. The advice you get will be priceless. The beautiful Vimala Prasad.
बैठे हैं मिलके सब यार अपने, सबके दिलों में अरमा ये है।
Rohan Naidu.
बैठे हैं मिलके सब यार
अपने सबके दिलों में अरमाए है वो जिंदगी में कल क्या बनेगा हर एक नजर का सपना ये है कोई इंजीनियर का काम करेगा बिजनेस में कोई अपना नाम करेगा मगर ये तो कोई न जाने कि मेरी मंजिल है कहाँ पापा कहते हैं बड़ा नाम करेगा
The beautiful Wahida, how you doing? Good evening to you, Mr. Harold Kumar. Wishing you a speedy recovery. Auntie Nalini Naidu.
मेरा तो सपना है एक चेहरा देखे जो उसको जो मैं बाहर मेरा तो सपना है एक चेहरा देखे जो उसको
I assume he's saying in his dreams he's seeing her beautiful face.
Who in the song?
Yes.
No, he's saying that Papa कहते थे बड़ा नाम करेगा, which means my father said you'll make a big name. बेटा हमारा ऐसा काम करेगा, means my son is going to do such a great job. बेटा हमारा ऐसा काम करेगा, मगर ये कोई ना जाने. But nobody knows where I'm going to head it and be in my life. My father always says that I'll do a great job in my life, but I don't know how I'm going to make it big or what I'm going to be in my life. That's what the song means.
Papa कहते.
Papa कहते थे कि बड़ा नाम करेगा. I mean, my father said that you'll make a big
name for himself.
But it's like I graduated now, but I don't know what I'm going to do. Amazing. So we'll be talking Hindi together, we'll be learning some words, some lyrics, and besides learning the law.
Beautiful song indeed. The beautiful Vimala Prasad, good evening to you. How you're doing? Auntie Nalini, thank you very much. Wahida, how you're doing? Good evening. Underground song. Mr. Alvin Ramsaru.
So Alvin, I got your question. What you need to do, just make a note of the number. It's 718-263-5999. Come into my Forest Hills office or come to my office in Ozone Park. 718-577-0711. Then I can discuss it with you. I'd love to help you out for sure.
Feel free to call him before you go. He does take calls. And you work on calls and cases internationally. You don't have to be in Queens.
Now, the other good thing is that this is also going to help a lot of our friends in Guyana and in Trinidad and in Suriname and other countries. I think you all need to join Shanaz's show because I'll be coming here regularly. And a lot of people from Guyana and from Trinidad and from Suriname, they want us to talk about American immigration. So what we're going to do, and even people from Florida, there's a big community in Florida, in Schenectady and other places, I believe.
That's right, Schenectady has a large
population. Has a big population, and I believe like we all need to make sure that, and also besides immigration, we are going to talk about, your legal rights in this country. So sometimes besides immigration, as Shanaz and Ken said, let's educate the community about their legal rights in America. Because sometimes what happens, right? You're out of status in this country. Means you don't have papers. And sometimes employers take advantage of you. They don't want to pay you. They'll tell you, please go home. I'm not going to pay you at all. Because, you can do what you want. Do you know you still have rights against your employer to make sure that you get paid?
Yeah, that's right.
So do not give up your paycheck because you're out of status. If you get injured in an accident, don't give up your rights. Come in and see us. Even if you're undocumented, we can fight your case even if you have an injury in this country.
a lot of people might get fear, live in fear because of what's happening.
So, Shanaz, this is the difference. We help people who are undocumented, even if they get injured in an accident, or besides that, even if they, if the employer is not paying them, we help them with family law cases when they get beaten up by their spouses, or if they want to get a divorce where the other spouse is troubling them. We work with people.
That's right. Hey, Sherry Zana, my beautiful friend in Toronto. Good evening to you. Pinky Jairam, how are you doing? Karina Arjun, good evening to you. And speaking of Karina Arjun, this weekend I'm playing a beautiful song from the movie Karan Arjun for a beautiful mom and her sons who always watch my program every Saturday on Verizon Files, Channel 477 and Spectrum TV, Channel 96. Guys, Attorney Naresh Gehi program is also on Spectrum, Channel 96 every Saturday. Watch it. Keep a note of the number because remember it's always free initial consultation.
And also we've helped a lot of people from what do you call that? From Florida and from New York, from Schenectady, and from different places. I would say so. We've been helping people from Guyana, from Trinidad, and from everywhere these days because Shanaz's show goes everywhere, and especially when they have immigration matters. We've been helping them from all over the United States and the world.
What's awesome is that you could deal with cases internationally. You don't have to be living here.
And someone asked us for our email address. It's info@gehilaw.com. Can you put that up, Shanaz?
That's right. info@gehilaw.com. It's going to be
info@gehilaw.com.
Hey, Ricky Ramsamy from Schenectady. Good evening to you. We do have a large population of West Indies in the Schenectady area.
Yes.
Good evening to each and every one of you. Rohan Narayan, how you doing? Rohan Naidu, good evening to you as well. Karina, thank you very much. Where is Selecta Bolt? Let's play a beautiful song. It's a sing-along Monday, so Attorney Naresh Gehi is singing.
No.
And we want you guys to sing along as well. Make your Monday a little bit brighter before Ken's get in the studio, and we'll be talking about what's happening in New York and around the world.
But Shanaz, you know the condition. You're going to sing.
I have to sing. You guys
I'll
back
sing,
home
and
have to sing.
everybody has to
Everyone
join
in
us.
the audience
Everybody
have
has
to
to
sing.
join. That's how we make it into a big family, folks.
That's right. So, guys, it's Sing Along Monday. Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken. Good evening to you. Auntie Nalini, let's go.
होगा यूं नशा जो तैयार होगा यूं नशा जो तैयार वो प्यार है शोखियों में घोला जाए फूलों का शबाब उसमें फिर मिलाई जाए थोड़ी सी शराब होगा यूं नशा जो तैयार वो प्यार है शोखियों में घोला जाए फूलों का शबाब
Indira Mahabir, good evening to you. How are you doing? Maria Harris, thank you very much. Mr. Joe Thomas, Pinky Jairam, Nero Baba, how are you doing? Faye Diane, good evening to you. Rohan and the beautiful Rohani. J. Ramkissoon, good evening to you. Kumar Sinarayan from Trinidad and Tobago, good evening to you. Barbara Singh, how are you doing?
नशा जो तैयार वो प्यार है शोखियों में घोला जाए फूलों का शबाब रंग में पिघले सोना अंग से यूं रस छलके जैसे बजे धुन कोई.
Songs of yesteryears taking you back to a better time. The beautiful Bibi Fazi, how are you doing? Good evening to you. Sherry Zana, Gemma, good evening to you. Sita Singh. And on that note, let's say happy birthday to the beautiful Sita Pandey Puran. Sita Singh is locked on from Caraco. Bibi Rafiq. We select the music with you guys in mind. Gemma Maharaj. Kevin, how are you doing? The beautiful Radha Totaram. The good old days, of course. Natasha Siwasankar, how are you doing? Where is DJ Fest? Easter West DJ Fest will be on the hotspot this Friday. Sunita Singh, good evening to you. Guys, something big is coming up October 24th. Keep it locked. You want a live band? You're getting a live band. Mr. Naresh Gehi will be there also. Maybe he'll do a live karaoke with us. It's DJ Bass Fantastic Sound. Kevin Prashad. Is that Lake George? Beautiful Pennsylvania. Or maybe it's the Poconos. SMS will be heading that direction this weekend. Enjoying my weekend with my family. You know, weekend is for family. So guys, spend time with your family and your friends. Whatever is happening around the world, be safe, protect yourself.
कागज था ये मन मेरा 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 लिख लिया नाम इससे तेरा.
What's written on my heart is your name.
कोरा कागज था means like my heart.
कोरा कागज था ये मन मेरा लिख लिया नाम इससे तेरा.
सुना आंगन था जीवन मेरा बस गया प्यार इसमें तेरा.
Lakram Narayan, good evening to you, my friend in Toronto, Mr. Kamal Hamid, how are you doing? Arjuna Madra, good evening to you. Hey Sunita, how are you doing? Bapsi Madra Mutu.
टूट न जाए सपने मैं डरता हूँ.
Hey Nikki, good evening to you. Bibi Fazi, how are you doing? Rishi Suku. Reshma, how are you doing?
डरता
Chris Singh. Indira Mahabir. Tushia.
टूट न जाए सपने मैं डरता हूँ. इस दिन सपनों में देखा करता हूँ. नैना कजरारे मतवारे ये इशारे खाली दर्पण था ये मन मेरा. रच गया रूप इसमें तेरा.
कोरा कागज था ये मन मेरा लिख लिया नाम इसमें तेरा.
Okay, guys, name that actor. I believe it was Rajesh Khanna.
Rajesh Khanna, that is correct.
Okay, guys, so we got it correct. So you guys have your questions.
Okay, I
Keep
have
them
a quick
coming.
question for you. What was Rajesh Khanna's nickname?
What was Rajesh Khanna's nickname? That's
Ask
something.
them over there. Let's
Guys,
see.
please feel free to comment. Help me out. Hey, Camila, Debadin, how you doing? Davy Mohammed, Sunita. How you doing? Good evening to each and every one of you.
What are the
DJ
comments over
Fess. Good evening to each and every one of you. There are the comments. Let's see. Bapsi Madramutu. Gemma Maharaj. Good evening. Camila. Thank you. Sunita. Thank you. Bibi Fazia. Jai Karan. How you doing? What was Rajesh Khanna's nickname? My mom would know that one, but she's not logged on. Could I phone a friend? Is it phone a friend? Can I use my last lifeline?
No one answered the question.
Come on, guys.
All right. So if you have a question on citizenship, at least can you answer that? So we'll ask you two questions. One is a question on American citizenship. It's really simple. And the second one is, what was Rajesh Khanna's nickname?
Nickname, right.
So 2 questions. So first one, oh wow.
Kaka.
Vimala, you won it. Kaka Anand. Good job, Vimala. All right. So now a question for citizenship. All right. It's a very easy question. And I hope someone gets it right. Why do we have 100 senators in the United States?
Why do we have 100 senators in the United States? Come on, Apache Warrior, get that one. Bapsi Majamutu, how you doing? Sally Singh.
Or how many senators are there from each state? Let's turn that
Steve
around.
Rampersad. And you can always download that, all the questionnaires, and get prepped for the tests.
Yep.
The citizen test. And maybe you come into Mr. Naresh Gehi's office and he'll give you a free copy.
The answer to the question is that why do we... Oh, good.
Because
Excellent.
2 per
Kenneth
each
Rampersad. Excellent answer. 2 from each state.
I said 2 from each state.
So Kenny's sitting here and he's listening to the quiz too. Okay? So Ken, another question for you. No cheating, okay? Why did the pilgrims come to the United States? It's a citizenship question. Kumar, come on, you can answer this. Why did the pilgrims come to the United States?
Freedom.
Wait. Ken, you're cheating. You're looking up the answer.
No. I'm going to write it now.
Very nice.
Fuck.
Very
He
nice,
said-
Ken. For religious freedom. That's a good one. And I think, you okay. So let me ask you another question. Which is the last state of the United States?
Hawaii.
Wait, you don't have to answer.
Hey, Lanita Roberts, good evening to you. Apache Warrior is locked on. Gemma Maharaj, good evening to you. Mr. Joe, how are you doing? Good evening to you. Yes, he said Kaka was Rajesh Khanna's nickname, and I'm a very big fan of Rajesh Khanna. I remember watching all these movies with my mom.
Also, Bibi also answered for religious freedom. She is correct. So that's why they came into the country. That's for religious freedom. And that's a question sometimes we get on the citizenship
test.
exam. So I'm glad that you all are going to do well. So we'll make sure that exactly people can know the citizenship quiz as we go along today. So that was exactly the secret for the day. Oh, Alaska. Very well said, Kumar. Good answer. You passed it. It's Alaska. It's not Hawaii. So you're very close. The perfect answers. The pilgrims came for religious freedom. That's the exact answer from Camila. So that's a very good answer. So now, let me ask you one question. Shanaz, are you ready for it?
I'm ready, go.
It's a very simple answer. If you can't answer it, I'm going to laugh at you. What is the capital of New York?
Come on, guys. That's a question for you. I passed my citizen test.
What
I
is
want
the
to see
capital
who's
of
going
New
to
York?
comment. I want Apache Warrior to say
Come
Albany.
on, 5 seconds up.
Apache
was a
Warrior, I want
5-second
him to say
question.
Albany. He said,
Okay. And simple question for simple people, okay? Who didn't pass it? Simple question for simple people.
when you get the wrong answer, you
Good.
go look it up. That's when you
Apache
know you're...
Warrior. Okay, so the next one is that... what's the question you have in mind? I have a question in mind. You think about a question.
Come on, guys. Put your questions in there. The beautiful Vimala
What did the
Prasad.
Emancipation Declaration do? This is a good one.
Wow.
What did the Emancipation Proclamation do?
Hey, Norman Davis. Good evening to you. Bibi Rafiq, how you doing? We're having fun on Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken. Ken is in our studio, but we have attorney Naresh Gehi. And these are the questions that, you look forward
Generally, you
for.
can look into, these are some difficult questions also, like what did the Emancipation Proclamation do?
What are the star on the flags represent?
Like we have 50 stars on the flag, and each one of them
Represent a
represents
state.
a different state. And that's exactly about, the purpose of it, and what the original states of the United States, And how many stripes do we have on the flag? That's another important thing for people to know. Now, this is not only important from a citizenship perspective. As an American, you should know these things. Very nice from Bibi. And fantastic answer, Bibi Fazila. The Emancipation Declaration freed the slaves. And, not many people know that. That's a very good answer.
Sharon
And I'm
Baka
very
said,
proud of
Albany,
you.
good evening to you. Good evening, Rohan Naidu. Thank you. And what are the lights? What are the three color of the lights if you get stopped by the cops? What are those colors?
Can I call a cop?
Can we phone a friend?
Okay, Ken, are you a cop? You can let us know the colors, please. I know the red.
If you're being stopped by the police officer, the cops, what color are the lights flashing?
It's red,
White and
it's
blue.
white, and blue. She's correct.
Red, white, and blue. So if anyone else is flagging you down and stop you, do not stop unless it's the red, white, and blue guys.
That is correct. And secondly, sometimes nowadays, be careful when you look at the light at the back. Because these are young kids who are having a light behind the cars. They're trying to pass you. So make sure that you don't get scared. And if they just come up to you, and if it's a police officer, the legal question is that you have every right to ask him for his ID. Because sometimes, and also if you think you have a problem, you have the right to record the police officer.
Okay.
And
And I know it's legal to have a dash cam right now.
of course, you can even record because, it's your legal right. If you think that the cop is abusing you, tell them, sir, I would like this entire conversation to be recorded. And always, if you get stopped by the police, always take his name, even if he likes it or no. You have every right to know the police officer's name, his badge number, and who's his commanding officer. These are legal things which I expect the community to know. And another thing, never raise your voice against a police officer. Take his name, take his badge number, and if you have a witness, tell him to record the statements.
And it's always good to cooperate if you know you're being stopped by the law. Just cooperate. Don't make things harder on yourself.
And respect the police because most of them are good people, They're family people like us, and I'm a big fan of the police force. Of course, we don't live in a perfect world. So sometimes when people say that, well, the police force is very abusive, of course, we have some people who are not good, but we need to thank them. Just imagine a world without a police force, Shanaz. Now, that's a legal question which you have today.
That's a very dangerous world would be. I feel safe living in this beautiful country of America because we're law-abiding citizens.
That is correct.
We have a lot of rules and laws that we have to follow. And by following the rules and the laws, it becomes a safer place to live.
Yeah, and another thing is that now this is something which is very important for our community. It's an immigration thing. Please listen to me carefully and share this video because Shanaz and Ken have specially asked me to come and join them in the studio because you're going to get very valuable information from me as well as from Ken about medical matters. On a legal front, this is a question I got from one of our clients from the Caribbean over here in New York. Very important question. They said that ICE, immigration came knocking on my door. Do I have to open the door? You do not have to open the door. You don't have to. Only time you have to open the door when they have a warrant. Even if they have a warrant, you need to record them. Sir, do you really have a warrant? I'm recording you. Then they cannot lie. Tell the officer to swear under oath that he has a warrant. Because he cannot lie under oath. And it is not, suppose if I'm the owner of my house, I need to make sure that my name is on the warrant because tell him, my name is not on the warrant, then why the hell should I allow you to get into my house? The mistake that people do, they said, oh, I'm from ICE, do you open your door? They come and they pick up the person in the house. It's not required. They have to follow the law as much as we have to follow the law. So don't be scared. Get in touch with us. Even if your relative is locked up in immigration jail or somebody gets picked up by immigration or if someone is out of status and wants to get their papers or someone even who has been ordered deported, Shanaz. Now, people have thought that if I am ordered deported, I cannot get my papers. That is incorrect. You may still be eligible to get your legal documents or get your green card here. Let's take an example. You have a deportation order. If you are married to a citizen or a green card holder, or if your parents are citizens, they can sponsor you. And if your waiver gets approved, you may still be eligible for a green card, even after having a deportation order. So people think, oh my God, I'm not going to work on my papers because our deportation order. That is not correct, Shanaz.
Yeah, and I should know that firsthand because you did help one of my friends to get out of that situation.
That is correct.
So it was awesome. And, I could say firsthand that you helped so much people that I personally recommend. And these lawyers that they had before wasn't doing the work. They wasn't filing the applications on time.
The thing is that, we have around 35 people working for us. And we handle very difficult cases from the community. And I want to be honest enough, Shanaz, because we love the viewers. I cannot win every case. It's like a doctor's job. You're in the medical profession. Ken is in the medical profession. We can work hard, but at the end of the day, we try our best to work with you. But ultimately, it's the government of the United States that makes the decision. The lawyer can work hard, and if you have a good case, God willing, you'll win. If you get denied, wait for some time. Keep fighting for your rights. What people think, they start becoming crybabies. I didn't get my papers. Keep trying, or wait for the right time. Fortune favors the brave. When the great get going, the going gets great. It takes a little more to be a champion, and you are a champion.
That's right. You guys are all champion. Thank you. The beautiful Una Prasad. Bibi Denaran, how you doing? Arjuna Madra, good evening to you. Satar Wazir. Antinalini Naidu, good evening to you. Rohan Naidu, good evening to you. And your beautiful wife. Apache Warrior, good evening to you. Good evening to each and every one of you.
He wants the ICE agent to deport you. We've already deported her to our place over here. So since I'm sitting with her, the ICE agent cannot come and touch her. She's protected by me. So that's good.
I don't like to live in fear. That's one thing. And right after I lived in New York for 4 years and I applied for my citizenship. So, I took advantage of that.
See, I'm telling you, this is what people need to understand, besides anything else. Folks, we have a special citizenship department created because of Shanaz and Ken. And as she's rightly telling you, let's be serious. If you are a citizen, it's very difficult for the government to get you deported. If you're not a citizen, you're risking yourself. So that's what it is. So, yeah.
Apache Warrior is always a bad boy. Navin D. Prasad, how are you doing? Good evening to you. Thank you guys for joining us. I hope you're sharing the link so someone could benefit from this valuable information that attorney Naresh Gai, he took the time out of his day, actually I should say night, because who will make the time to come here and share this information with us, right?
Well, because, you and Ken are so awesome and the viewers of the show are so awesome that I made sure that, I'm going to just give them. The other reason why I would like to do this, we are making our community strong by making them aware of the legal rights. And tomorrow you'll be surprised, even when you meet a cop or even when you're being troubled by somebody, I can promise you, if you keep watching these shows, you will learn your legal rights. Sometimes people just bully people and they just tell them that, hey, this is what you need to do. You'll tell them, no. I'm on a show wherein I can get some legal advice and I can protect myself. So for example, right, sometimes you get all these people calling you. They ask you for your social security number. They tell you that I'm calling from the IRS. We are going to talk about those things. You don't have to give them anything. Because firstly, the IRS does not call you. Number one. Secondly, the Social Security Administration is not going to tell you to share your bank information, your social security number. They should already have it. So keep yourself updated with the law. Don't be scared. Now, sometimes there's another problem that's happening. People don't have money to pay the bills. These debt collectors are calling them and harassing them, telling them, give me the payment right now. You don't have the money. You don't have to pay them. Tell them, I'll speak to Mr. Gehi. Come in and see us. And we can consider bankruptcy. We can consider settling your credit card debts. So when a debt collector is calling you, you didn't pay your credit card bill. I'm going to send you the notice. I'm going to send a marshal. Come in and see us. We will fight for your rights.
That's right. Good evening to Mr. Maha from Maha Expo. How are you doing? Antinalini Naidu, good evening to you. Ken is in our studio. Will be joining us pretty soon. And thank you guys for sharing the link, sharing the love. The beautiful Vimala Prasad. Navin, good evening to you. Bibi Denaran, thank you. And on that note, we want Mr. Gehi to sing a song before he leave our studio. So feel free to sing along. DJ Bolt is in the studio. Selecta Bolt. Let's rock. Let's roll. Old is gold, taking you down to memory lane.
Everyone is ready.
It's Sing Along Monday, guys. Maha Expo. I hope you could sing along as well. And Auntie Nalini said she's not just singing, she's also dancing.
Excellent.
Shayad. I know all the woolies.
मैं शायर तो नहीं, मैं शायर तो नहीं,
Selecta Bolt some volume.
मगर
All the way up.
जब से
से देखा
मैंने तुझको मुझको शायरी आ गई, मैं शायर
तो
नहीं, मगर हंसी जब से देखा मैंने तुझको मुझको शायरी आ गई, मैं आशिक तो नहीं, मगर हंसी जब से देखा मैंने तुझको मुझको आशिकी आ गई, मैं शायर तो नहीं.
Taken from the movie Bobby Indeed. Bibi Fazia, how you doing? Thank you very much. Lake Ram Narayan, how you doing? Bharti Ramcharan. And I think we want to hear the subtitle. We want to hear the meaning of that beautiful song.
Hope you all are enjoying, folks. I'm singing. प्यार का नाम मैंने सुना था, मगर प्यार क्या है ये मुझको नहीं थी खबर. प्यार का नाम मैंने सुना था, मगर प्यार क्या है ये मुझको नहीं थी खबर. मैं तो उलझा रहा दुश्मनों की तरह, दोस्तों में रहा दुश्मनों की तरह. मैं दुश्मन तो नहीं,
I am not your enemy.
मैं दुश्मन तो नहीं, मगर हंसी जब से देखा मैंने तुझको मुझको दोस्ती आ गई, मैं शायर तो नहीं.
Now, do tell us the meaning of that song. Bibi Decap, how you doing? Bibi Deonarine, Auntie Nalini Naidu. Share the link, it's free.
सोचता हूँ अगर मैं दुआ मांगता, हाथ अपने उठाकर मैं क्या मांगता. सोचता हूँ अगर मैं दुआ मांगता, हाथ अपने उठाकर मैं क्या मांगता. मैं तो तुझसे मोहब्बत में करने लगा, सबसे इबादत में करने लगा. मैं काफिर तो नहीं, मैं काफिर तो नहीं, मगर हंसी जब से देखा मैंने तुझको मुझको बंदगी आ गई. मैं शायर तो नहीं, मगर मैंने तुझको मुझको शायरी आ गई, मैं शायर तो नहीं.
Well, guys, thank you, Attorney Naresh Gehi is singing indeed. And yes, we want to know the meaning of that beautiful song. Then we'll answer the beautiful Vimala Prasad's question. So
let me first take the question from Vimala. I hope you all enjoyed the song. So, I mean, it's wonderful singing with all of you. Mr. Gay, please elaborate a little bit about the different ways of adjustment of status, abuse and abandonment, and some education of political asylum claims and what the options of being denied. So, number one is that adjustment of status. The best way is marriage, number one, to an American citizen. Second way is that if you have been a victim of abuse, if you're a victim of abuse, you do not need any signatures from your abusive spouse. You can self-sponsor yourself for a green card and adjust your status in the United States. And the third way you can do it is if you get a U visa, and if you are a victim of crime, after your U visa is approved, then after 3 years, you can apply for adjustment of status. And the fourth way is if you win your political asylum application, which means you get your political asylum approved, then after 1 year, you can apply for adjustment of status. Even if you're out of status, you may still be eligible for political asylum in the United States. Those are some of the ways for you to adjust your status in the United States of America and qualify for a green card.
Beautiful, Mr. Gehi. Thank you very much. Bertie Ramcharan, how are you doing? He's saying, play Salam, Salam. And Bibi Fazia, thank you very much. Yes, I love Bobby. He did a fantastic job. Sylvina Charles, how are you doing? Good evening to you. Guys, call Attorney Naresh Gehi. His number is 718-577-0711. His office, he have 3 locations, one on Liberty Avenue, 104th Street, one on Jamaica Avenue, that is 173rd and Jamaica Avenue, and one on Queens Boulevard, 118-21 Queens Boulevard. Free initial personal consultation by Attorney Naresh Gehi. Debbie Suku, good evening to you. Selecta Bolt will play a beautiful song, and Attorney Naresh Gehi will explain the meaning. Meshair, I'm not a poet, but he is.
All right. A shair means someone who writes shairis. It's similar like writing a poem. So he's saying that my shair to nahi, I'm not a writer. I would say like I'm not a writer. Mashair to magar hai hasi. I'm very thus delighted and hasi. Jab se dekha, from the time when I seen you, I started writing poems and everything. So which means that from the time I seen you, I'm literally fallen in love that I feel like writing for you. So like I'm your lover and I feel like writing for you. But from the time I seen you, I felt like starting to write and everything, about you, that you're so gorgeous.
Dushman
means you're not I'm not an enemy. But from the time when I seen you, I've fallen in love with you. The entire messages of love, that how much he loves her.
Wow, that movie was Bobby.
There's another good song in that, Na Chahu Sona Chandi.
That's a fun song. So we'll have the song next Monday for you. And Attorney Naresh Gehi will be singing that song.
Na Chahu Sona Chandi, Na Chahu Ore Moti, Na Chahu Mangla Gadi. That's a very good song.
Indeed an old song redone in a new movie, I believe. So guys, keep it locked. Every Monday it's Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken, and we have a special guest on education. We want you guys, our public, to know about your rights, your legal rights, and what's happening around the world.
And as I said, the good news, thank you to Ken and thank you for Shanaz. We want to educate the community about our legal rights. We are here to make sure that the show is kind of, good for everyone. So we are going to, basically mix the serious aspect with the wonderful aspect, the entertainment aspect of the show. That's what Shanaz wants. And we want to make sure, but our community should become so strong that we need to know our legal rights. And we need to make sure that we all work together. We share this video with our friends. We want to make sure that even if you're watching the show in Trinidad, in Guyana, in Suriname, or anywhere, any country, Canada, wherever you are, share your video. Make sure that we educate ourselves, and east or west, the Caribbean community should become the best.
That's right. Thank you, Attorney Naresh Gehi, for joining us in the studio today. We'll see him next Monday. And guys, beautiful scenery. Hey, Debbie Suku, how are you doing? Salman Rahaman, good evening to you. Mr. Joseph Ramsamy, how are you doing? The beautiful Vimala Prasad. Where is Mr. Ken Ram Prasad? We need him in the hot seat. And Selecta Bolt, I believe he has Kali Salam Dua. He has all the latest of Bollywood just for you guys. If you don't hear it on Monday, you'll definitely be rocking to it on Thursday with Shanaz Musical Sensation. Good evening to each and every one of you. Mr. Joseph, thank you. Where is Mr. Ken Ram Prasad? Beautiful scenery, and I'll be visiting that place this weekend. Is it in the Poconos? Nope. Maybe it's in Lake George. What's happening in our community? It's so urgent that we need to be informed. Where is Selecta Bolt? Rohan Narayan, good evening to you. Hey, Arjuna Madre, welcome, welcome. Mr. Joseph from Sami and Rohan Naidu, good evening to you. Vera Paul, good evening. Voila, I did magic and I changed Mr. Gehi Abracadabra to Mr. Ken Ramprasad. It's awesome.
She is the magical girl. That's a good thing. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken. You know, Shanaz, as I was sitting down in the studio listening to Attorney Gehi, there's so many good information that he was sharing, and we'll talk a little bit more about some of the things that he was saying. That's good information for our community.
That's right. Hey, Veer Paul, how you doing? How was your guys' Monday? How was your Monday, Ken? How was, I wish we had a 3-day weekend. I think a Saturday, Sunday, and a Monday,
Well, Lord, I tell you, I really want to be off 3 days, and I was still thinking, should I call out sick on Sunday or request a day off? Because, the holiday is coming up on Monday, and I love to be home like 3 days in a row.
Which Monday is a holiday?
This Monday coming up is a national holiday.
Oh, my goodness.
Country. So I will be home.
I will be home too. My weekend starts Thursday, so you guys have to join me on Thursday. We'll be rocking, come in on SMS with Selecta Bolt. I'll be starting my weekend Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Where am I going? You never know.
I'll be on the parkway watching out.
All right.
I'll follow you guys.
Apache Warrior, good evening to you. Apache Warrior is such a troublemaker, and it's good to be a troublemaker. He's always on the. Hey, Sylvia Charles, good evening to you. Shaniza Ragman, good evening to you. Arjuna Madre said Columbus.
Day. He knows his history. That's a good thing.
He'll be off too. Thank you guys very much. Ken, it's so important that, I got my flu shot today. Bravo.
I'm going to take mine soon too.
And I encourage everyone, it's mandatory working in the medical field that you take your flu shot. Everyone should go and get vaccinated today. It will protect you and, build up your immune system. We want to talk today about what's happening and the COVID. Someone is saying it's returning of the COVID. COVID never left. It's been here.
That's right. And before we go, Shanaz, while I was sitting down there and listening to attorney, when someone is in an abusive situation, and I really want to say this, when someone is in an abusive situation, they need to really document all the abuse that's going on, whether they're taking out pictures of the injuries that they're getting.
You need proof.
You need proof when you go to court. Also, you need to call the police and let them know. Report
Documentation is important as well.
When you go, and what happened? It makes your case make a stronger
solid
case for you.
Right.
So that's a good thing you need to do. Also, I heard Virmala was asking about asylum and so on. Yes, if you are a Guyanese, you can apply for political asylum. I don't know now if you'll get that political asylum, but one of the good things that political asylum can do is that it could buy you time so you can decide to know what are you really going to do
and double check your options.
Card, yes. And when you apply for political asylum, you can get a work permit to work in the country legally and pay your taxes and so on. And in the meantime, while you're getting your papers together, you can get somebody to marry and get your papers. And now the good thing is, Shanaz, is that a male could marry a male.
Self-sponsored, yeah, but you don't need, if you're in a domestic violence relationship, you could self-sponsor yourself. You don't have to wait for that abuser to sponsor you. You don't even need his signature or her signature. We keep saying him, but there's a lot of guys who are being abused too. It goes both ways.
Yes. So that's a good thing. So that's a good. Also, he was saying that if police stop you on the road, and he was saying of some of your rights, that's a good thing. That people need to know that when the police stop them, what are their rights? Do they just give up all the information? Do you just go ahead and talk, or do you want to get an attorney to come and represent you at that time? Another good information that he was sharing is that if ICE come to your door, and I learned something too, you don't need to open the door. If you you must make sure they have a warrant. And as he said, the warrant must have the owner of the house name, which is ideal. And it's a good thing to know because not anybody could give them permission to come in your house.
Right, and they can't just break down your door like that.
Right.
Arjuna Madra, good evening to you. Good evening to each and every one of you. The famous John from Queens is now joining us. John, you're 1 hour behind. Thank you guys for always being here and sharing our link. Javid Rahim, how are you doing? Good evening to each and every one of you.
Javid is saying
yes, because guys don't like to come forward and say they're being abused, but I know guys who are being verbally abused in relationships, so not just ladies.
You see, Apache, he's a troublemaker, but he wouldn't want Vimala Pasata put a licking on him, we wouldn't be able to get up.
We'll give him a black and blue in the eye.
Yes, yes.
So, guys, let's get on a serious note. We have 1 hour to talk about COVID, and we all been, working in a medical field. The hospitals don't have that much cases right now. That's what we could say.
Right,
but it's saying that the schools are seeing more cases of COVID. And I know Auntie Una said, speedy recovery to our president and the first lady. That's nice of you. And, anyone who suffer from this, you can tell firsthand, it's a tragic situation.
Do you know that so many people were talking about the president, that they're glad he got it and so on. And I was saying to myself, you know what?
You wouldn't wish that on your enemy.
That's right.
You wouldn't wish that on anyone. So, it's a sad situation, but, not because of his mouth that, we wish this upon him.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that he is Shanaz, a lot of people are not believing that he really got this, that he got the COVID. But you know what? I'm taking the word that he got it, and so I'm going to go with that.
Right. And then they're saying he's not in the clear as yet because a few days ago he got tested positive, and it doesn't clear up just like that. No matter what medication he's taking, it wouldn't be that gone. So he's not in the clear as yet.
That's right. And Michael Nalini Naidu said she wished COVID could die. I wish COVID get COVID and dead.
That's right. So we want to give COVID itself.
That's right.
Get a good.
Also, Shanaz, I see Nafisa Noor is on. Thank you so much for watching us. It's always good to have her on. Sonia Chandani, thanks for watching. Arjuna Madre, thanks for watching our show. And he has always been a good viewer to us, right?
He is a very good supporter of Ken and Shanaz. Good evening to each and every one of you. Thank you. And all you guys that's logged on to www.islandzoneradio.com. Whenever I'm talking to Ken, he's like, I'm hearing music in the background. I'm like, it's Island Zone Radio. It's always on. Whether I'm in my car or I'm at work, it's always on. islandzoneradio.com. Check it out. You might love the vibes. And it brightens your day because we have oldies all the time. Thank you to DJ Fest, always updating it, So big up to all the wonderful DJs we have here on Island Zone Radio, doing a fantastic job keeping us entertained, keeping our minds a little, off track of what's happening because, this is kind of serious and we need to take it serious. Somebody might say, oh, it's nothing to worry about. It is a lot to worry about.
Well, it is something to be worried about because anyone can get COVID-19. And one of the things that we know, it's deadly. The president is very lucky that he got the best healthcare team in the world. So they will be taking care of him and they're watching him very closely.
And so for anyone to go there and say, don't worry about COVID, it's nothing to worry about. It is a deadly disease. So we need to take precaution and, stay away. Over the weekend, I was looking at everyone mixing and mingling. You're in a crowd of 10. You went to a party. You're in a crowd of 10. I went to a party of 10. We come together. That's 12 persons that we all got to know. Our immune system got exposed to, right?
Right.
So we are looking at this, that is only a small crowd, but every crowd adds up. And it's everybody we're exposing ourselves to, and we're cross-contaminating each other.
Right. And that's why the standard, the guideline is saying, Shanaz, the CDC is saying that, listen, if you're going out there and you're mingling with people, you need to wear your mask at all times. Also, you need to stay 6 feet away from people. The other thing is that you also should have your sanitizer in your hands or in your pocket so that, even if you have to shake somebody's hand, which we don't recommend you shaking hand, you bump fist or your elbow or whatever it is. So always keep your hands clean and away from people, So that's a really good thing.
And from one location to another, if you wash your hands, because you don't want to, take it to somewhere that doesn't have it.
And one of the good things that I know that I did, and nobody in our household get the COVID-19 except Geeta, who was sleeping close to me, is that you stay away from people as much as you can. You want to isolate yourself. You don't want to be in the same room with people.
Was Geeta practicing social distancing?
Not with me. Geeta never practiced anything. And I hope
was she staying 6 feet?
No, she was not.
That was a good time for her to say, Ken, I'm going to stay 6 feet away from you.
Geeta cannot stay 6 feet away from you. Only when we fight a little bit, but we head and tail sometimes. But she can't stay away from me. She would not be able to sleep.
Guys, practice social distancing. It's important. And as they said, the second wave will hit harder than the first one. So, how many folks got killed by this? We all know someone who was affected by COVID-19.
And you know, Shanaz, that even if you get exposed to COVID-19, one of the first thing you need to do really is to isolate yourself, and you need to monitor yourself. Check your temperatures, and which sometimes I don't really believe in the temperature too much, but the CDC is saying that you need to check your temperature, and if you have to go to the doctor, make sure you call your doctor ahead of time and let them know that you possibly may have COVID-19, so that they could prepare for you when you arrive.
That's right. And Mr. Javid Rahim, very smart of you. Yes, make your will and testament. Don't wait for any day that could happen. You know, you don't have to get COVID, but any day is not guaranteeing that we'll come back home and we'll return. So make your will and testament, especially when you have young kids and you want to make sure you leave what's rightfully theirs.
You know, Ashanas, as a nurse practicing nursing here in the United States, I have seen many times where a lot of patients die and they don't have a will or nothing like that. Put anybody in the name of anything. So one of the best things that you need to do is, as he said correctly, when you're alive, you make a will and decide who's going to get your estate. And when I say, and your estate doesn't have to be a big thing. Like if you have a house,
if you have a special pendant you want to give to somebody, yes, you know, you want to make sure they get it.
Yes,
that's
absolutely. Right. Also, another thing that's important, the power of attorney, in case you get sick, you should know the
healthcare proxy. And I'm updating that right now for all our patients there. You know, annually we update it if you want to change somebody, because guess what? Last year you might want to have your wife, your wife name might be on the healthcare proxy. This year you got a divorce, and she might not have your best interest at heart anymore.
She might want to kill you.
She might want to kill you.
Or he may want to kill you.
That's right. So you always have to ask yourself, is this person have my rightfulness at heart? Mm-hmm. Would they make the right decisions for me? So you have to speak to somebody.
And I could give you a little scenario about if you don't have a healthcare proxy, what happens is that when you go to the hospital, you get sick. If you need an intubation or anything, what will happen is that the hospital will have to decide how they're going to take care of you and what treatment you are going to get. But if you get now we're coming up to a DNR order, and if you make a DNR order, what's going to happen is that they would not resuscitate you. So it's good to have all these things in writing.
That's right. And you know what? Sometime a person may not want to be on a ventilator or a life retaining machine, to keep them alive. And the hospital will do that because they don't know. They're waiting for family members to come forward to make the right decisions. But you know what? Make those in writing right now. The beautiful Veronica Jaglal, good evening to you. Sharma Balkaran, how are you doing, Javid? The beautiful Vimala Prasad, good evening, good evening. Sylvina Charles, good evening to you. Make your living will, make your healthcare proxy. We always say that, and I do have documentation in writing, especially when you're thinking of remarrying. How important is that you know what, you're going to have a stepmom or a stepdad. Guess what? I've seen with my own eyes that the step-parents end up benefiting from everything.
That's right. And that's not a fair thing to do, you know what I'm saying? And one of the good things that we always talk on this show, you need to communicate with people around you. What is your plan? Who's going to get your estate? How much the children going to get? How much your wife going to get? So all these things are good to have. It's good to have conversation of what you want. And I want to give Javid a little shout out here because he's watching our show, and he said, if you're looking for real estate, give me a call at 347-476-9333. So don't forget, give Javid a call if you need to know anything about real estate.
Hey, Michael Kubir, good evening to you. Thank you guys for joining us. Hey, Sharma Balkaran, good evening to you. Thank you guys. Vimala, advanced directives, very, very important. These are all documents I'm working in our office right now. Advanced directive, DNR, healthcare proxy, and the MULST.
You know, I could share a story with you that I was directly involved with, where I know someone who died, and he wanted to go get money to bury him. His wife wanted money to go bury him. And so I went with the wife to the bank, and let's say that he had $100,000. The wife could not draw any money from there. That money, now, the wife had to go to court, and the court decided she had to use her money to bury him. He could not get the money to use. So what happened, they went to court. They have to put out paper, ask if this guy had any children out there, and it will take some time. And then what happens now, then the court will decide, okay, we have a legal wife here now. We're going to give her 50%. We're going to give her the house, and we're going to give her 50% of the money, which is $50,000. And let's say that you have 10 children. That other $50,000 is going to be divided by 10 children. Wow. So that's how it's going to go.
So they are making that decisions for you. So you don't want them to do that. And if you don't have anybody or you don't assign anybody, guess who's getting all the money and all the property?
The government.
The government is going to be inheriting that. Javed, good evening. Thank you to the beautiful Naz Baksh. And yes, guys, on a serious note, Sonia Chandani said there are so many scams going on out there. Be careful. Do not click on those pictures. I know there's going to be a lot of virus coming through in the next couple of weeks. Do not click on those links. Dancing with the Pope and all kind of things. That's how they get into your phone. Seema, good evening to you. Thank you. I hope you guys share the link, share the love, and we want to see you guys back here next Monday on a beautiful topic. If you want us to talk about something, comment in our chat box and we'll get out there talking about it.
Shanaz, another thing that I learned, I really wanted to say this a long time, and I was going to say it on my show, and I did put it on Facebook about a week or two ago. Let's say that you're traveling to Florida or you're using the airport to travel, and sometimes I used to do it. I would charge my phone in the airport. So what happened now, there is people out there that could really get into your phone, get into your bank information. They could hack it, right. Hack it right there. There is something that's
And if you're using public Wi-Fi too, it's dangerous.
Right. But the good thing is on Amazon, there is a little device. And if you guys need to know what the device is, just let me know or you can Google it.
We will put it in the chat box. How about that?
Yes. And so what happened, you can put that little device on your charger and then you push it inside the charging station at the airport and they can hack into
That's
your
like
phone.
a virus protector.
It's about $15 for one or two.
That's safety,
Not bad.
Sarah, how are you doing? Good evening to you. Good evening, Naz Baksh. And I'll tell you a little bit of a story about one of my patients. Okay, this guy was only 51 years old. His dad was 80 years old. And guess who died first? The son died before the father. The father was very healthy. And his son is always taking care of all the paperwork. And he had three properties. And he had an adopted daughter who didn't get anything. And he had a friend now. This is a scam, actually. Someone who became friend with the father after the son passed away, knowing that, the father doesn't know, he is from Romania, doesn't know English that much. So that friend started being good with the father of the deceased, signed all the documents and all the papers into her name.
Wow.
Because they couldn't have access to it when the father was trying to bury the son. They couldn't have access. And I know all the stories where the money was and there and that and that. So I had to guide them. And I was telling him, he had the house upstate, like 4 hours away, the location. I know everything because we talk about things. So I was telling the father, and he so trusted his, citizen from another country that they speak the same language. He trusted this lady so much that he let her do all the paperwork for him, go to the bank, withdraw all the money, and guess what? She got everything.
Wow. So
she's a lucky person by scam. So guys, while you are here and you can make decisions for yourself, put things in writing, and always leave a note, let people know where your things are. Your kids especially, it's sad that I've seen a stepmom, she convinced the dad to redo the house and do everything else, and she became the beneficiary, and the two kids didn't have anything after that. So,
and what I think about, Shanaz, where is the conscience of the person who is doing all this scamming? It's a sad story that we want to rob people and take things from people. And the bottom line is that you and I know, we in the healthcare industry, is that when we die, we take nothing with us. We go just like that. Nothing we take with us. And it's a sad story. It's a good way. I see John from Queens tuning in. I want to say thanks to John from Queens. He's always hooking us up. Taking the time.
He is our number one editor on YouTube, guys. Check him out on YouTube. That is the famous John from Queens. And he said, beware of bogus promoters too. John from Queens is a legal promoter on YouTube. He's looking for dancers, especially belly dancers, and airplane videos and vlogs. So guys, if you want to get out there, contact the famous John from Queens 24/7. Good evening, Zabida Mohammed. How you doing? And Sonia Chandani, good evening to you. Yes, he is our number one promoter. Sarah Vikram, how you doing? Good evening to you.
And it's good to have John. I always say John is a white man, but I think he has some black in him. He can dance. He could do. Remember, he danced Gunga Ghana at your place.
Yes.
And he's always.
You could check out that video also on YouTube. That's the Gunga Ghana dance. John, please put it in the chat box here. And he was doing a fantastic dance there. And it just I said, John, can you do the Gunga Ghana dance? And he said, SMS, I don't know how to do that dance. I said, give me your phone. Please do the dance for me. And there it is on YouTube, making #1 view today.
He knows how to rock the boat, which is a good thing.
Selecta, a bit good evening to you as we big up all the wonderful DJs we have on Island Zone Radio all around the world. We had the DJ from England earlier on, DJ from Toronto, DJ from Guyana, DJ right here in NYC, DJ Fest. So guys, we want to warn you, protect yourself, get your vaccine, get that flu shot. Remember, if you're allergic to eggs,
not to cut you, Shanaz, but now is a very important time. People who are exposed to the COVID-19, now is the right time to go and get all your vaccine, your tetanus shot and so on because of the COVID-19.
Right, and what I want to tell you guys is that last week I had some doctors in our office, and we were talking about symptoms that things that could happen after COVID. After you recover from COVID, and it's important to go get your legs, like Doppler studies or something for veins, because there's Doppler sonogram, because there could be a lot of blood clots, especially for diabetic patients. So guys, go out there, get yourself looked at, not because you're fully recovered, your upper body means your legs or your lower, extremities are not going to suffer. Also, COVID patients, you might be, a lot of patients suffer from kidney failure.
Wow.
We have a lot of patients coming from the hospital who was positive for COVID and, their kidney shut down for a little bit. So take care of yourself. Go get your blood test so you could, prevention is better than cure.
And, if you are an older person, 40, 50 years old, it's always good to take aspirin.
An aspirin.
To help thin in your blood. Also, if you're traveling, like,
keep an aspirin in your pocketbook.
Yes,
keep it in your glove box. Keep it handy, because I know it saved one of my friends, and she was only 34 years old when she felt heaviness in her chest, and she reached for that aspirin, the baby aspirin, before she get home and get herself checked out. Yes. So it's important to walk around with a baby aspirin.
That's right. Jamaicans love blood clots. Oh,
not blood clots, bomba clots.
You are bad behaved. John is misbehaving. That's good. It's all right.
And guys, these are very trying times. Ken, what's your thought and what you're thinking about the food and all these pantry giving out food? Let me tell you something. Over the weekend, you don't see me. I go to restaurants and I buy and I support them. But all the restaurants in Queens that I pass by, all of them have lines. So how can I say our community is suffering and they're out there in lines? What happened? Folks are home. They're not cooking. And then they're asking for help. The food pantries are open. And I know Ken his mind is a little bit like this. But you're asking for help. Is it the same folks that's at the bar, at the restaurant that's asking for help? Or do we have like the rich and then we have the really poor? What's going on?
Shanaz, you always talk about this, but I'm only hoping that those who really need this food is going to go get it. Because I was told about stories where people go collect the stuff and send it to Guyana.
Just for collecting sake, they will go and collect the box of food that they do not need, and they will leave it on Liberty Avenue or just, bombard with it or abandon it somewhere. So guys, if there's stuff giving out and you don't need it, don't get it. Let the less fortunate go and get it. And going back to the restaurant now, do we have rich folks who can eat out every day in the restaurant? Then we have the poor folks, because I feel like everybody is okay because the government is taking care of a lot of folks. If you're now working due to your job, you're getting,
Right, but I think that's
it's about
for 6 months. It's about for 6 months, and so people, some people are really suffering out there, Shanaz. A lot of people are not working. We are very lucky because we are in the healthcare field and we are working. And if you look at the people who own the restaurants, what's going on? They are not getting people to come and buy their food, and some of them going to lose their business. So I think it's a good thing that people are going out there and supporting them, but one has to be very careful. But you know what? I was telling Geeta the other day and her brothers, I said, I feel like eating some restaurant food. It's different.
It's good. Yeah, it's good now and then. But I mean, all week, every day I drive by in Queens and Richmond Hill, all the restaurant, and then they're asking, like, the other folks are making it look like our community is doing so bad. They need the help. If they need the help, do you think the bars will be full? The restaurants will be full? We have to be mindful of these things. Not because things are giving out free, you're going to go stand in a line. It's so shameful.
Yeah. And Shanaz, you and I know that...
Some folks are abusing the system. Thank you, Sonia. Some folks are collecting the food just to take them, and they don't need it. Thank you. I'm not the only one who's seeing that. Savitri, good evening. Good evening to you. Satar Wazir, how you doing? Arjuna Madre, good evening to you. And I know John loved Burger King, but he's also going to the gym. The gyms are open, and I joined Blink Fitness because, your wealth, your health is your wealth. No matter how wealthy you are, if you don't have your health, you don't have nothing. Your health is your wealth. And Blink Fitness is pay as you go, or $10 a month or something like that. So get out there. They're sanitizing the entire building. They're limited entering.
Wow. I want to start go to the gym too, especially the winter is coming up now, and I had the COVID, so I want to go and do what's right for me.
COVID actually put you back in shape,
Lord have
right?
mercy.
You lost 20 pounds, and it's not easy suffering from COVID. It's not like pneumonia. It's not like flu. I've seen patients, you can't even breathe, and I've seen some of Ken's video that, that I've seen patients who were gasping for breath.
And that's one of the things that I did not scare anybody really when I had the COVID-19. As Shanaz was saying that, this weekend that gone, she was here, and I show her, I said, Shanaz, I did not show people out there. I mean, I was keeping people up to date of what was going on with me, but one of the things that I did not let people know, because, a lot of people was praying for me and calling me, and they were sending messages and so on, but I did not really want them to see how I was suffering. There were times that I would walk upstairs at the step, and I would go in my room, and I'd be so short of breath.
You have to stop and take a deep breath, and that breath wasn't coming easily.
That's right. I could not even wipe my own skin. Thankfully, that I have a good.
And another thing with COVID, do not take it sitting down. That's a mistake a lot of folks think. You need to get up. The last thing you want to do is sit down and don't be active. You have to get up, be active. Today I took a 50,000 units of vitamin D,
Oh, Jesus.
1,000 milligram of vitamin C, and some zinc. So yes, protect your immune system. What you eat is going to be beneficial to your body. Eat the right thing. Eat a lot of greens, a lot of fruits. You need vitamin C in your body.
Shanaz, we're going to talk about food just now, but I want to say a special hello to Sandra Prasad, who's watching us from
Ajax, Canada.
And I do go to Ajax sometimes. One of my very good friends lives in Ajax at the beginning. He'd have birds and so on. But Shanaz, I have 60 clients that I really take care of at work. And one of my routine thing that I do when I meet them once a month is I advise them a little bit on their diet. Stop eating all this meat every day. Add a little vegetable in your diet. Thing like kale is good for you. You know what I'm saying?
I had watercress today.
Yes. All these things are very good. Good
Watercress and kale and a little spinach. Add some greens. Merzina, good evening to you. How you're doing? Underground Song, welcome back. John from Queens. I take an aspirin right after it goes eat. Good evening to you, John.
Good to see Alvin Ramsroop on. It's always good to have you. When I see to the world, I can just know it's Alvin, and always
Underground Sound. Yes. That's right. Always our supporter and a friend indeed. If you need a DJ, it's Underground Sound.
It's in Schenectady area. I am not sure if he does Queens area too. So Alvin, now might be the right time to put it up there if you do Queens or just Schenectady area.
So guys, what's important, if you know someone who suffered from COVID, tell them to go get their Doppler study done on their lower legs. You could go get it done at any radiology office, and the one I'm associated with, that we're giving out free socks. So I said, go get your legs examined and you'll get a free fluffy socks. How awesome is that? You have insurance. Why not put it to work? And that's the good thing about working. I have the best insurance, the best dental plan. Sonia, That's right. She said you need to stay active or else COVID will take you over. And I keep calling Ken every day. And anyone I know who was suffering from COVID, we did lost a beautiful friend of ours, a employee, young 45-year-old guy lost, to COVID. And one of our nurse, because she was a little on the obese side and she was diabetic, so all these underlying issues are making it difficult. So the best thing to do is exercise, try to lose that weight, and if you want to know how to lose that weight, you can contact me.
That's right. That's right. You know, Shanaz, as we are talking about COVID-19, and when I was diagnosed, when I started to get sick for a couple of days, I spent actually a whole week in bed, and it was something else. But I said COVID is like a thief. It waits until you're sleeping or you're resting, and then it come and attack you. And by the time I woke up, in a couple of days, when I look at my thigh and I saw all this weight I've lost, I said, "Oh my God, what's going on here?" And then when I look at my urine and it was bloody and so on, I said to myself, "You know what?" And then you call one day and you tell Gita, well, get it
I
out
said
of
I'll come with a bucket of water if he doesn't get out of bed and get some steps in there, start walking,
And then the next day, I made up my mind that day that the next day I'm going to wake up early in the morning, I'm going to take a shower, and I'm going to come downstairs and relax in our living room. And from that day, I was going out every day and walk to build my muscle back, because I know these things. I knew exactly what I was supposed to do to build my muscle. And when I was walking down the stairs, I could have felt my muscle, how it's want to give away from me. Strong guy, I was an athlete home. And I said, what, I have to start use this muscle. I was feeling a little sorry for myself one time, because I was walking and I was like an old man walking down the street, because I could have barely take a step. And every step I make, I'm getting more tired and tired,
Mm-hmm. And why you think your body was, attacked by COVID? What was your underlining?
Well, one of the things is that I'm diabetic. The other thing is that, I take care of a lot of clients.
He's exposed.
I take care of more than 200 clients at a time, not during the month. And so I was exposed. I was trying to do all the right thing. The bad thing is that when it came out first, Shanaz, I did not have masks to wear actually from the job. They did not have masks to give me to wear. So if I had to go in a patient room who probably was exposed, I would take my gong and I'll just put it over my nose.
That is a shame,
And
because
yes.
our medical facility, and I have to say, thank God that our clinic was, fully equipped. We had from gowns, disposable gowns to washable gowns to masks and everything. In fact, my administrator today said, you know what? She's sending a barrel of medical supplies to Guyana. She bought some masks, and there's $250 probably for 10 masks. So I'll put a link up there so you guys could go out and buy, send for your loved ones also. Arjuna Madre, yes, beautiful. It's always good to have some exercise.
That's right. And I see...
That's
Alvin,
making your entire body move and work at the same time.
That's right. And Alvin says, yes, he do Queens, Bronx, Brooklyn, fully equipped. And Vimalda says, Karila, Bitters Guard is very good.
And Ken was using all those teas, believe me. And I believe John from Queens will put a link up in there, because this was my remedy that I was using every day. I was boiling garlic, ginger, turmeric, lemon, and I was making that steam. Every day I was inhaling that steam for 10 minutes, and believe me, that could really clear up your lungs. Hey, Bibi Jenny Dubé, good evening to you. Thank you very much. Beautiful Razia Hussein, how you're doing?
Razia said, Ken, you need a good lawyer because your company did not...
Yes, your company actually exposed you to that, Una Prasad, good evening to you. Right, Una, why he didn't just get one from the store?
She's right. But, Shanaz, to be honest with you, and I'm glad she bring up that question.
Or even a do-rag right now, or a bandana that you could use.
Shanaz, if I be very honest with you, and I had did a show just prior to this thing burst out with Dr. Veronica. And even the CDC was saying, the mask that we wear now, it was saying it's not going to even help us. And that was not true. It was helping. And so that's why
those medical masks are lined inside, and the beam on top is just so it could bend and fit you.
Right, and so the CDC was saying that mask was no good, and so I couldn't get an N95 mask to use. But now I know much better. I when I'm at work, I always wear my mask. And it's sad because you know what, like when in Queens working, I'm back in Queens now working. I wear that mask for like 7 to 8 hours straight, and it's very uncomfortable for me.
Right, we have someone who was knitting and she made headbands for us, so you don't have to put the the string behind your
that's
ears.
nice.
So it was just clipping on like that for all our doctors and all the medical staff. Una, good evening to you. Michelle Majid, how you're doing? Baby Jenny, thank you. Arjuna Madra, good evening to you. Yes, I don't have the Victoria's Secret mask. I have the SMS mask, okay?
That's right, that's right. Shanaz, and one thing I wanted to say, and to seal the deal when we went to the funeral, Shanaz and I myself, we went to the funeral last Saturday, DJ Frontline funeral. And one of the things that as I was watching the viewing and so on, it came to my mind, no matter how young you are, you're going to die. No matter how rich or poor you are, you're going to die.
Death does not choose. It's not very selective. Everyone is selected.
No matter how pretty you are, you are going to die one day. No matter how much people you know, you are going to die one day. So thinking about that, that's why I'm saying it's always good to be kind to each other.
Be the best you could be to mankind.
And one of the good things that I take away...
And animals too. There are animal lovers out there. Right. So be the best you could be for, humans and any life.
And one of the good things that I took away from that funeral is that he have left a good legacy behind his good
He
name.
left footprints in so many of our hearts,
That's right.
He may live a short life, but it was well lived. He made memories. He made so many folks happy that, it's sad that today we are looking at him and I have tons of music that he made before. So you never know, be kind to each other because you don't want to leave bitterness in somebody's mouth. You want to leave them with sweetness, something that they can remember you on. And for life is too short. And Tinalini Radha Totaram, good evening to you. How you doing? I hope you guys are having a good Monday. Oh my God, what am I looking forward for tomorrow? It's Tuesday. I'll be in Queens Community Court for the rest of the day. Oh my God, all my assistants said good luck, and I'm like, yeah.
It's boring there in court, right?
It's depends on who the DA is and what case they're presenting. Some of them can be very dreadful. You want to fall asleep, but some of them are the cases that we're working on is very motivational and it's very attentive. Get my attention.
Oh, that's good. I'm sure.
So, and I could do a lot more of SMS work behind the scenes.
Oh, really? You can?
Yes, I could get so much of my work and all my texting done. So, I'm right beside the assistant DA getting all my work done. So, all my flyers, all my IDs and everything that I'm drafting up is being done at court.
We have to keep in touch with Javid Rahim because he said he has some good points. One of the note, on that note, make sure you have life insurance. I can help you with that too. And if you want life insurance, call 347-476-9333.
Or call Riyadh Khan from Allstate Insurance, 135th Street and Liberty Avenue. Allstate is the way. So, Arjuna Madra, thank you very much. Radha, how you're doing? The beautiful Razia Hussein just came home. Wow. Instead of a party, she went for a wake. Wow. This is the time for wake. I mean, so many of us are, celebrating birthdays. Every day is a good day to celebrate. Every day that we wake up is a day to give thanks that we're here.
And on that note, Shanaz, you know that DJ Frontline was going to Home Depot when he died. And one of the things we have always talked on this show to be kind to each other because we don't know in the morning when you leave home to go to work, you don't know if you're coming back home alive.
Kiss your loved ones, and it's always good to tell your kids that you love them.
Yeah, I was talking to someone this weekend gone, and I was talking to her, and she was like, you know what? One of our co-worker died, and she and the co-worker, they had a little misunderstanding, and she didn't want to talk to him. She stopped talking to him. And I said, you know what? And then she said she cried like a baby when he died. So I said to her, I hope that serves you a good lesson. Because like me now, I have learned, Shanaz, that...
Put aside your differences.
We don't have to stop talking to people, really. We know
bury
who they
the
are.
hatchet.
We know who they are, and we keep them that way. We keep them at a distance because saying good morning and good afternoon would not hurt you with anyone. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Zelina Bibi Hanif, good evening to you. How you're doing? Sonia Chandini, good evening to you. Good evening to each and every one of you. And everyone was giving me compliments today because I told you I have a new assistant, and they're all saying, "Oh, she's very nice. She says good morning to me." And they know why I don't like the other one because she's not approachable. Everyone will wait for me somebody to come in and said, I need this or I need this. What's HR? What is payroll? And I'm like, I have an assistant sitting in there, like, but I don't want to talk to her. I'm waiting for you. So, be pleasant, be approachable, have a smile on your face so everyone will know that I could go up to you and say hi or I could talk to you. There's a time and place when I put on my serious face.
Oh, really?
And if it's guys calling me while I'm live on Facebook, I would really give them the serious face.
Yeah. It's not a good thing. I mean, we don't like it when it do interrupt a little bit, right?
And I don't understand. There's folks out there who know you're on a live and they will still make it their job to call you or message you on, while you're on live.
Yeah.
So for the guys out there, please sit down and think twice. Think twice before you call me.
And Shanaz got a husband too. On that note, Shanaz, as the government, Attorney Gahey was talking about immigration story, I was thinking, probably every week we should bring up 2 questions about
we want the questions to come from you guys out there. Hey, Watless Yasim, welcome. I'm still waiting for my Sapadilla from Florida. So, guys, we want the questions to come from you guys. If you want to write in ahead of time, do that.
But it's good that we can teach them a little bit too. That we could come with a question and give them the answer too, so that when it's time for them to go, they will know exactly what some of the answers are.
That's right, John. Please enclose that link that we have on YouTube about my witchcraft, my home remedy that worked for me and worked for so many people.
Let me see. Javed is saying, for the people who are not working due to COVID, you can look into your mortgage, take advantage of the low rate. It can lower your payment while you're looking for a job.
That's right. I told my friend about it, actually my coworker, and she said, thank you, I did that. So, take advantage, because it's not something that we all asked for. We didn't ask for COVID to be here. We didn't ask to get less hours or a job. We didn't ask. And for the moms out there, not forgetting it's Happy Teachers Day.
Oh, yes,
Happy Teachers Day. We're all teachers and we're all students at the same time.
That's right. Shanaz, I want to say happy birthday to my sister Annette Naomi. Today is her birthday. I want to wish you happy birthday from all of us here, especially Ken and Kevin. We wish you all the very best. Also, my neighbor, Auntie Data, she's 75 years old today. I know her back in Guyana. I used to go by their home. And now I'm living one house away from them right here in Queens Village.
What a stalker.
That's right. Happy birthday to you, Auntie Data, and to my sister, Naomi. God bless both of you.
Usha Matar, good evening to you. Happy Teachers Day to each and every one of you. Right now, all your moms and dads out there are being teacher, homeschooling. And let's talk about all the zip codes who are being refrained from school, I guess.
That's right. Shanaz, I have the zip code. Probably I should. Let me get it in 1 minute.
So we'll be right back. Where is Selecta Bolt? We need some tunes to keep you entertained on Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken. Yes. Let's take a look at my beautiful scenery and where will I be heading this weekend. As you know, weekend is for family. It's for fun. It's to make memories with your loved ones. That's my scenery. And if I could paint that on a canvas, or anyone could paint that on a canvas for me, I will be honored to have it. That goes to Arjuna Madre and Mr. Apache Warrior. Go out and make memories. Did someone say Kali Salam? Well, SMS say Kali Salams. Let's go.
खाली सलाम दुआ मुलाकात में चेहरे की रंगत बदल रही है तेरी सोहबत में खाली सलाम.
All I'm seeing is red hearts, love, love, and more love. Our love to each and every one of you on a beautiful Monday.
चेहरे की रंगत बदल रही है तेरी सोहबत में.
Moti, you're quite late.
डूबा मैं दिल की जन्नत में खाली सलाम दुआ मुलाकात में चेहरे की रंगत बदल रही है तेरी सोहबत में.
Special dedication going out to all you beautiful ladies out there from SMS. Bibi Jenny, Auntie Nalini Sonia, Bibi Mohammed, Radha Totara, Angela Moti.
जो खालीपन था जो सूना मन था वो खिल उठा है जाने खुदा बदल रहा है हर एक मौसम बेचैन दिल का जाने खुदा
जाने खुदा
जाने खुदा तुमसे मिलके मैंने जाना जोश क्या जुनून है क्या भूल बैठा सब कुछ मैं तो चैन क्या सुकून है क्या चाहत में खाली सलाम दुआ मुलाकात में चेहरे की रंगत बदल रही है तेरी सोहबत में खाली सलाम दुआ मुलाकात में चेहरे की रंगत बदल रही है तेरी सोहबत में.
Beautiful Angela Moti is working on some beautiful new tracks coming out on SMS, so keep it locked, guys. And a rock star from Florida. Love all, trust few.
जो बढ़ रहा है दिलों का रिश्ता वो बढ़ता जाए है ये दुआ टूटे कभी ना ये सिलसिला अब सारी उम्र बस है ये दुआ है ये दुआ है ये दुआ तुमसे मिलके मैंने जाना रंग क्या रूप क्या भूल बैठा सब कुछ मैं तो छाँव क्या धूप क्या चाहत में खाली सलाम दुआ मुलाकात में चेहरे की रंगत बदल रही है तेरी सोहबत में खाली सलाम दुआ मुलाकात में चेहरे की रंगत बदल रही है तेरी सोहबत में.
Usha Ramatar, Zelina, Bibi, how you doing? Radha Totaram, the beautiful Maria Harris, Rohan Naidu, well, happy birthday to Riaz Mohammed, coming from all your beautiful family and friends, especially Auntie Nifa and Shanaz from Shanaz Musical Sensation with Ken Ramprasad. Good evening to each and every one of you, and I can't wait to hear the beautiful tune by Angela Moti and Mr. Rockstar. Biram Jaram, how you doing? Maria Harris, good evening to you. The beautiful Geeta Ramprasad.
You know, also, Shanaz, I have to tell you, Guyana, the first nurse died of COVID-19. A retired nurse formerly attached to the Georgetown Hospital in Guyana died of COVID-19. He was 55 years old. His name is Mark King, who has been in COVID-19 intensive care unit in excess of a week. He passed away this morning. I'm so sad. He was well loved by his peers and patients. He last served the accident and emergency department before proceeded on retirement in July the 20th. So he did not even get to enjoy his retirement.
Wow,
Died at 55 years
he
old.
retired, got COVID, and then passed away. That is so sad. So, guys, the zip codes are in Brooklyn, Borough Park, I believe Midwood, Brooklyn, Bensonhurst, Flatlands, Brooklyn, Far Rockaway, Queens, Sheepshead Bay, Kew Gardens, Queens, We'll put the zip codes in there, but if your kids are in school, be cautious. I prefer homeschooling right now. It's just safest.
Yeah, that's a good thing. We had homeschool, and I think in probably the next week or two they may
Do
keep
more
the children
shutdown.
home. Yes.
Good evening to DJ Fest. How you doing, East or West? John said Fest is the best, and John can only say Fest is the best when SMS is not on. So good evening. Good evening to Mr. Deo Moti and the beautiful Angela Moti. Beautiful tune coming out pretty soon on Shanaz Musical Sensation. Keep it locked. Dancing is Dancing Thursdays. That's when we release all our happy hormones,
That's right,
serotonin.
that's right.
Hey, Afra Sankar, how you doing? Good evening to each and every one of you. Mr. David Amachi, how you doing? Everything is good. We're trying everything. We could always look at the glass half full, or we could look at it half empty. How do you look at it?
I am looking at it half full, my dear. I am blessed to be alive today.
That's right. We have to be thankful and count our blessings every day that, so many of our co-workers and colleagues are not here because due to COVID, and we are here. So why can't we be happy? Sony Deosaran, good evening to you. How you're doing? We are social distancing, guys. We're actually 6 feet apart. The camera is just bringing us together.
And that's right. That's a good way to look at things. No matter what happens, Shanaz, always look at life in a positive way. You would enjoy life the most, and focus on your own self rather than focusing on anybody else.
On others.
Keep the focus on you as a person, and then life would become, you'll enjoy life more. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. And where Auntie Una is looking from it, she's saying it's overflowing, And Maria Harris says half full. That's right. We love to complain as a human being. We will complain about everything, but sometimes we have to sit down and count our blessing. Just being here right now, surviving this pandemic is a blessing.
Absolutely. We could be 6 feet under.
Yes.
And say that Auntie Una always positive.
Very
and
positive.
she is a really nice person. I know she's a good friend of yours and a friend of mine too. She's a cool lady. Always
right.
looking nice.
That's right. Sonia said, folks, if you know a senior, please check on them. Lots of seniors are without, their home and health aids right now. A lot of seniors refusing home health aid because they don't, the home health aid have to travel in public transportation. You're exposing yourself, then you're bringing it into your home.
Absolutely.
So they're quitting on that. 11415 is that on the list? 11415, that is Kew Garden, Queens. That's right, John.
We got it here, John.
So be mindful, wash your hands. COVID never left. It's still here, and we can all still be exposed to it. We all look good. The only way we could combat this is by protecting our immune system, boosting our immune system by using a lot of zinc, vitamin C, and vitamin D. Right?
Vitamin D3, they said too.
Vitamin 3, omega, and I took, as I said, 50 units of vitamin D and vitamin C this morning. So, and by eating healthy, change the lifestyle, exercise a little bit more, and your body is what's here that's going to be fighting and defending you. You don't know the virus that we're fighting right now as we sit down here talking.
Absolutely.
Our bodies are actually fighting viruses for us daily. So why not feed it the vitamins you need to do the work it needs?
That's right. And you know what? Not because of COVID-19 is here now, but if you eat a healthy diet throughout the year, and then also you exercise a little bit, and you don't have to exercise a lot, half an hour a day. If you can't do
walking, climbing the stairs,
15 minutes,
That's right. I walk so much sometimes. I said if I put my smart watch on, I will take so much steps. But we need steps. We need our body to be moving all the time. That's how you prevent yourself from getting sick. Rohan Naidu, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Mr. Deo Moti, how you doing? Please don't let your guard down. That's why wear your mask, social distance, and we're all tempted because they're like, it's agreed upon 10 or less. You could go out and mix and mingle. We all get carried away and we will go out there. I'm guilty of that. But protect yourself. Wear your mask. No matter who it is. You might look at a person saying, oh, they don't look like they have COVID.
But it's not something that you can see, really.
Right. You can't detect it with your eyes. So, they might have the virus inside their body fighting for them. And your body might not be as strong to fight it for you. So don't expose yourself.
That's what I see John put in our the show that we did, not the show, but the week that we were at, 2,000 point. Wow, that's a lot.
Thank you, John from Queens. The zip code is 11435. 11435.
Yes, it's there. It's one. Yes, it is there.
What area is that? Mr. Harold Kumar, stay safe and I wish you a speedy recovery. I do have an Oli song going out to Mr. Madre, and a week after week we ask for your song dedications to send us a link. Mr. Madre, this is your song coming up where it's Selecta Bolt. If the DJ fall asleep, we need to give him some coffee. He's not asleep. So guys, let's go to our beautiful songs. Una Prasad, just have the app that takes your steps. That's good. And walk around a few blocks. Believe me, it all matters. Your body needs to be moving and be safe out there. So let's go to a beautiful song going out to each and every one of you out there. Visit the famous John from Queens YouTube channel. And if you want to watch all of our program, you could check it out on islandzoneradio.com. It's on my Facebook. It's on Ken's Facebook. It's on, most of my TV programs are on mywestindiantv.com. Verizon Fios, Spectrum TV Channel 96. Hey, Ushara Machar, good evening to you. Thank you. And I will put that link up in there. And I want every one of you to make this remedy and inhale it 10 minutes per day. Get your flu vaccine. Let's go.
सकदी नहीं मैं जी सकदा नहीं कोई दूसरी मैं शर्ता भी रखदा नहीं क्या तेरे बाजो मेरा सच्चियां मोहब्बत वाही किते और नहीं मिलना जिथे भी तू चले सकदी नहीं मैं रह सकदा नहीं तेरे बिन यार और किते तकदा नहीं क्या तेरे बाजो मेरा रंग तेरा चढ़े कि हुण कोई रंग नहीं चढ़ना जिथे भी तू चले
Beautiful song indeed for Waka to you, Mr. John Hassan Khan. Kaise ho aap? Hey, Data Sid, how you doing? Auntie Nalini Naidu, Rohan Naidu. Good evening, Shobha Nazruddin. Good night to Radha Totaram. And yes, I know the cake boss also is in the hospital, and I'm always watching the cake boss. He hurt his hand. So you never know when tragedy will strike. You never know what could stop you in your tracks. So don't plan too much ahead. Just live, love, and laugh.
That's right. That's what life is all about. Live every day as your last day.
And make the best of it. Make memories. Good evening to each and every one of you. Thank you. It's a beautiful Monday night in the studio. It's 10:15, and I want Ken to give us a little bit more advice on, health as a nurse.
Shanaz, as you said, as we all talk tonight, always make sure you eat a balanced diet. Add a lot of vegetable in your diet, things like kale and so on. Also, you can add some fruits in your diet at the end when you finish.
Watermelon, you said, is very good for you. It's very hydrated. And you need to be hydrated, Dehydration kills it. It shrink all your organs inside. You don't know.
And a lot of things like muskmelon and so on, the melon family, it's good for your blood pressure too, because what happens, it makes you pee. And when you pee, it brings down your blood pressure. So try all that. Avocado is good for your heart, so you want to eat some avocado too. So I'll always include some vegetables and fruits in your diet every day.
Have some oatmeal. Oatmeal is very healthy. So, sometimes it's hard to go from 100% not eating right to eating right. Nuts are very healthy. We talked about that last week.
Right.
So start slowly. Incorporate little by little stuff. And yes, Ken is a survivor of COVID, and he wouldn't wish that on anyone, not even his enemy, that he will wish to have COVID, because you know what? Every body is different. Your body takes it differently. Fortunately, you got up, you grab it by the horn, and you said, I will fight this.
That's right. You have to be proactive if you get the COVID-19. And Shanaz, when I got the COVID-19, a lot of people were dying out then. I was hearing a lot of people dying in the hospital. The bodies were all over the place. You heard stories where they didn't have enough space to hold the bodies, and then they had trucks outside of the hospitals.
And the family wasn't available, where you couldn't take the body home.
That's right.
So,
and then even when that happened, you couldn't go to the funeral too.
Right. So why would you want to put yourself in that situation where, you get admitted in the hospital and the family can't see you? Going to the hospital is like going and say bye-bye.
Yes.
You have to kiss your family and your friends and say, you know what, I don't know if I'll see you again, because that's not a good case to go in the hospital.
That's right. So always choose health, and you can make a difference in your own health. All you have to do is eat wise and exercise.
And those are simple things that we don't need money to buy. We don't need anyone to give us. Get up, exercise. Put 10 minutes exercise per day into your daily routine. Eat something healthy today. Cut down on all the sweet and the salty stuff. They're not doing nothing good or nothing beneficial towards our body.
Absolutely. And Shanaz, you don't have to go to the gym to exercise. You can exercise home in your bedroom. You can play some music and dance.
Dancing is the best exercise, and as long as you're perspiring and you have so many weights, or you look around the house, you might find something that has 10 pounds, and you could do some squats with it. Do some light aerobics. Your body needs to be active, and that's something I'm doing right now. I am building up my immune system. I'm detoxing, and I'm looking to not to lose weight, but to tone, because you don't want fat to accumulate in your body. Overweight, it's something that will put a lot of pressure. Being overweight will put a lot of pressure on your, lungs.
And also your heart too. So, and then also we don't even say this sometimes. On your knees. On your knees,
yeah. Sometimes your knees are begging you to sit down because your knees can't take the body weight.
That's why a lot of people, because of their weight, they end up doing
knee replacement, knee surgery. That's right. So, when you have the time and you could make a change, why not change right now? Don't wait for 40. Don't wait for 50. Because guess what? In a few weeks, this is what 40 will look like.
I'm so glad that even Kevin starts to watch what he's eating. He's eating smartly.
As young, you have to, be an example for your kids. If you're buying them French fries every week, which is, I'm not agreeing to all the junk food, let them eat home-cooked meals. That's the way to go.
Absolutely, Shanaz. That's good advice.
And less fried food.
Yeah.
As John said, take zinc, aspirin, hydrochloroquine, and there's a lot of side effect towards that medication itself. They said this COVID what can I say? It's blood clots. It's stopping you from breathing the way you're supposed to breathe. The beautiful Sherry Zana, how you doing? Rajat, hey Rajat Nimnat, welcome. Long time no see. And W.R. Riaz, happy birthday to you, a celebrity here in Guyana and abroad. W.R. Riaz, happy birthday to you from the Ken and Shanaz, Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken. And I hope you guys are taking precautions in Guyana as well. I see the numbers are going up in Guyana. And I'm not sure if they have the medical, like the sanitizers and the masks like we do here. So it's sad that we have all these things and we're not utilizing them.
And, you know, Reyes has the platform to help share the message, you know, just to wash your hands, wear your mask, and all these kind of things.
And he's been practicing that. Even though he's going to all these big buildings and with people and meetings, he's been practicing social distancing, wearing his mask and sanitizing. Hey, the beautiful Shanti Singh, good evening to you. She's always watching us from work. She's a hard-working person. What can I say?
Yes. And one thing I like about her, not only that she's working hard, she is working hard and she's playing hard. She's all over the place singing when she gets ready, so which is a good thing, right?
That's right. And we have to say, we have to call John Uncle John now because he's 55. And not all the time you want. Now I find people don't want to be called uncle and auntie. They could be 60 and 70 and they don't want to be called auntie and uncle. Why is that? That's a form of respect. If I call someone auntie, even though you're my tenant and you're 55 years old, I will call you auntie.
Right.
Right? And
like my sons call you auntie.
That's right, yeah.
Auntie Shanaz, you know. And you're right, it's respect. And Shanti Singh, she said COVID-19 is all over. People not taking it serious. Ken, you was there. You been there. God bless you. Yes, thank you. John is saying, I wear my mask until I take it off. When you take it off, John?
When you go to bed. Mask up. WRES said mask up. It's serious. You know, this is a disease and a virus that could take your life. And we all might be here strong and healthy right now, but being out there, going into the crowd with one person who is contaminated, who might have this virus, we can get sick.
You know, Shanaz, before I forget, I know Rajan birthday was sometime this week. So
Rajan Nimnat?
No, Rajan, he was by me the other day too. So we want to wish you, on behalf of Shanaz, myself, happy birthday. God bless you, and may you live to see a long time. Debbie Sanyasi, thank you very much, my dear. And please let him know that we say happy birthday to him, our good friend Rajan.
And Rohan Naidu, good evening to you guys. Share the link, share the love. Remember to protect yourself, wear your mask, and if you don't need to be out there, don't go out there, because as we all said, September is flu season and the COVID-19 will be back with a full blast, and it's coming back because we've been seeing it. So guys, protect yourself. Hey Rory Jackdale, good evening to you. Sorry to hear that, Rory Jackdale.
Wow, that's sad, eh? A lot of people lost their lives, and a lot of them we didn't hear about, but most of them we hear about, and it's a sad story.
And you wouldn't take this seriously until it hits close to home. And believe me, we've seen so many folks who suffered from this, so you don't want to suffer from this. It's not worth it. Protect yourself, and God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for being a part of our Monday night, where it's just chit chat, where it's just chatting or talking what's happening. Very sad indeed, Rory Jackdale. So I do have a beautiful oldies. I believe we played it before, and if you heard it before on Shanaz Musical Sensation, you know, put your fingers up so I could see. Selecta Bolt, let's go. Special dedication going out to Mr. Arjuna Madri. And yes, we should be afraid, very afraid of COVID, because this is something that we don't know if we could cure when it attacks our body, you know. Old is gold.
वो प्यार है शोखियों में घोला जाए फूलों का शबाब उसमें फिर मिलाई जाए थोड़ी सी शराब होगा यूं नशा जो तैयार वो प्यार है शोखियों में घोला जाए फूलों का शबाब
हंसता हुआ बचपन बस शबनम है, हंसता हुआ बचपन वो बहता हुआ मौसम है, छेड़ो तो एक शोला है, छू लो तो बस शबनम है। गाँव में मेले में राह में अकेले में आता जो याद बार बार वो प्यार है, शोखियों में घोला जाए फूलों का शबाब, उसमें फिर मिलाई जाए थोड़ी सी शराब।
और होगा यूं नशा जो तैयार वो प्यार है, शोखियों में घोला जाए फूलों का शबाब।
This beautiful Oli was sent in by Mr. Arjuna Madre. The beautiful Bibi Mohammed,
रंग में पिघले
Ramesh,
ना
Radha Totaram, Rajan Nimnath,
हल्के जैसे बजे धुन कोई रात में हल्के हल्के, रंग में पिघले सोना अंग से यूं रस छलके, जैसे बजे धुन कोई रात में हल्के हल्के, धूप में छाँव में झूमती हवाओं में हर दम करे जो इंतजार वो प्यार है, शोखियों में घोला जाए फूलों का शबाब, उसमें फिर मिलाई जाए थोड़ी सी शराब।
होगा यूं नशा जो तैयार
वो प्यार।
Romney Tanagan, good evening. Debbie Sanasi, how are you doing? Gayatri, good evening to you. Romney is watching us from Atlanta, Georgia. I was just there a few months ago. Auntie Nalini Naidu, I hope to see the link on all of your Facebook pages
अगर वो आए
and the groups. As they say, sharing is caring.
ऐसे कटे तन्हाई सूने शहर में जैसे बजने लगे शहनाई,
याद अगर वो आए ऐसे कटे तन्हाई, सूने शहर में जैसे बजने लगे शहनाई,
आना हो जाना हो
जैसा भी जमाना हो उतरे कभी ना जो खुमार वो प्यार है, शोखियों में घोला जाए फूलों का शबाब, उसमें फिर मिलाई जाए थोड़ी सी शराब, होगा यूं नशा जो तैयार
वो प्यार है,
शोखियों में घोला जाए फूलों का शबाब।
Good evening to Ramesh all the way from Clearwater, Florida. Good evening to those folks in the Sunshine State, Mr. Deo Moti and the beautiful Angela Moti, not forgetting Ashwarya. Good evening to each and every one of you locked on to islandzoneradio.com, www.islandzoneradio.com, 24/7. Take us wherever you go. Every Monday right here is Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken. It's our time to say good night for now. Hey, Basiran Khan, good evening to you. Thank you. As they say, sing like no one is listening and dance like no one is watching, and then you'll enjoy the most of life.
That's right, and good night to all of you, and do have a very pleasant week ahead of you, and do tune in on Thursday night for Shanaz, and then come back on Sunday afternoon, and you'll get me on Island Zone Radio at 5 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Thursday is the dancing day, so guys, if you're watching me on Thursday, remember, no shoes required. That's no shoes required on Thursday because we're going to be dancing.
That's right. I dance in my bed too.
Oh. That's private dance. Good night, Harold Kumar. How are you doing? Good night to each and every one of you. Thank you for being a part of our Monday night. And all the students out there, it's Happy Teachers Day. We're all teachers. To all the moms out there who are homeschooling, it's not easy. Keep on doing the fantastic job you're doing.
And big up to all the nurses and all the healthcare workers out there, those who are keeping people safe.
That's right. They are our frontline heroes. Gayatri Balde will celebrate your birthday on Thursday. Do send me all your songs, or send Ken Ramprasad your songs to hear next Monday right here on Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken. Javid Rahim, Radha Totaram, Debbie Sanasi. It's time to go. Until next time, select the bolt. Let's rock. Let's roll. Good night. God bless and all the best. Usha Ramatar, how you doing? Sherry Zana from Toronto. Good evening to you. Good night, guys. All the best to you and your family. Protect yourself. Stay safe. Dance with me on Thursday right here.
मेरा दिल भी कितना पागल है, ये प्यार तो तुमसे करता है। मेरा दिल भी कितना पागल